36 weeks. Can you believe it? Time has flown. I have 4 weeks left until my due date. Well, I finally stopped working. It feels so good to just be home and nesting and just being with myself and my husband and the little baby inside of me for the last few weeks. I'm taking this time to just really clean my energy, clean my space, and like be with the pregnancy. So it's just a magical, special time. I'm so glad to like be like in my zone, focusing fully on the last, who knows, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks, who knows. But today's video, I'm actually going to talk more about all the nutrients, supplements, vitamins you might need during your pregnancy. Look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even like any certified anything. So I'm going to be telling you what I've been taking, what I've been using, and if you think it might help for you, then go ahead and ask your practitioner, your doctor, your provider, whoever it is that you trust, and you know, do your own research on things. I have been learning a lot about, you know, nutrition, holistic nutrition, and you know, supplements throughout pregnancy and just throughout my whole life. My mom's she's a holistic nutritionist now. She actually just got certified and she's a trainer. So I've been hearing this stuff forever, and you know, I really took it into my own hands once. Well, actually, it's been a while. I've been always on the vitamin thing and supplements, but I really got super consistent with it once becoming pregnant, and also with trying to conceive. I was taking a bunch of like different herbs and, you know, cleaning my womb and, you know, making sure I was supporting getting pregnant. And then also now, so it's just so much more important to me now being pregnant, because I have another human being that I'm, you know, nurturing his life inside of me. You know, it's like, it's just that whole, it's so phenomenal. It's like that whole, like, we're sharing a body, but it's still his, but it's in me. So everything I eat, you know, everything I intake is, you know, going through, it's being filtered, but it's still going, you know, he's feeding off of it. So it's super important to me. It's gotten way more important to me throughout this pregnancy, and I've been really, really good about being consistent with the vitamins and, you know, taking what I feel like I need as necessary, along with going to the chiropractor, along with going to acupuncture, seeing my midwives, getting massage, doing yoga, and just making sure my mindset and physicality is good just as much as, you know, what I put into my body. Diet could be a little bit better. I feel like I can get pretty hard on myself, but it is very balanced. You know, I do have junk food, I do have processed foods. It's really, to be honest, a lot harder for me to stay away from that while I've been pregnant. I used to be really, really good about that for the past couple years. And getting pregnant, I just haven't been able to resist certain cravings, and I still get my Dunkin' Donuts, I still get my ice cream, I still eat my pizza and pasta, but I am making sure to get my green smoothies, I'm making sure to eat my fruits. Vegetables is a little bit hard, but I am getting my vegetables, protein, making sure I get enough protein. So I'm gonna kind of just go over some of the things I've been taking. I posted a video about this before in one of the updates, probably earlier on, maybe around the 16 week, 18 week, or 20 week. But I have MTHFR, so it's a genetic SNP gene. SNP stands for SNP, actually. I don't know the actual terminology of it, but you have to take certain things to support it so that your baby's not born with birth defects, or it could, you know, potentially have spina bifida. You want to be very careful, because basically what happens, I'm going to just kind of sum it up as best as I can explain now. I don't know how to explain it so well, but I'm going to do my best. Basically, I'm not methylating properly, which means that, like, I could easily have a B12 deficiency, and it's not like it's, the folate isn't getting absorbed into the cells, I believe, and folate is super important while you're pregnant. It's just super important in general, but especially when you're pregnant, it's good for the baby's brain, for its overall development and health. And so if I'm not methylating properly, meaning that it's like getting into the cells properly, then I'm not getting the proper nutrients I need, and things are just like floating around, don't know what to do, and you're like, you know, not as healthy as you think. And it can cause a lot of issues down the road. And honestly, a lot of us have MTHFR. It's really easy to adjust and fix. It's with diet, you know, exercise, nutrition, a healthy lifestyle, and supplements. So I actually already knew I had MTHFR before I got my blood test. But then I had also seen another nutritionist that was recommended by the midwives to, they just wanted to make sure that I had the actual like, you know, intake and whatever. So she actually prescribed to me, I'm gonna show you guys, this is what I take, Choline. This is the brand, hopefully you guys can see it. You guys can see it, oh, it's a little bright. Choline, okay, so it's cellular health, it's bystander process, it's a dietary supplement. Basically what I do, the whole point was that I need to eat a lot of folate foods. And prior to eating the folate foods are basically a lot of like leafy greens, you know, spinach, lentils, a lot of lentils, beans, let's see, like grapes, sweet potatoes, actually not sweet potatoes, potatoes, I don't know, she gave me this whole list, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, kale, legumes, you know, stuff like that. So prior to a meal, I take, prior to a folate foods meal, I would take one. And if it's like a really high amount of folate, then I'll take 2. So this is to help support the MTHFR. Now that's been the number one thing that I just have to make sure to support. Like I said, you can't really find out on like a normal CBC. I think you do need to maybe ask for that. If you're pregnant, I think they do check for that now. Double check, like I said, with your providers and see if that's something that they check for. It's just important, something genetic that you might want to know so that you can make sure you have a healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, this and that. So with that, I also make sure that I take B12. B12 is super, super important, but it's a methylated B12. So it's not just any kind. This is a newer one. I was taking one that was called Active B12. Let's see if you guys can see this. Oh no, it's just too bright. Let me see. Yeah, well, this is the one. Okay, so it's from Methyl-Elite from Code Age. It kind of smells like fishy, honestly. Like, I hate the smell of it, to be honest. But, you know, it has riboflavin, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, and it has betaine in it, which is really important. I'm still taking another betaine. But, so this is a B12 methylated. It's a specific kind. You gotta be kind of careful with some of the B12s to make sure it's like a tight, like if you have MTHFR, this is like, you want something that's like a methylated folate B12. Anyway, I just listened to my mom on this one. I trusted her because she goes through all of my blood work. She does all that. Okay, so that's really, really important. Those are like my non-negotiables, and along with a prenatal. I've recently actually been reading about like how prenatals aren't fully necessary. I'm doing a little bit more research on that, but I am taking one just because it is easier to just kind of have everything all in one, right? I do a bunch of different ones. I've tried a bunch of different ones, honestly, probably like 5, 6, 7 by now. This one is the one I'm currently taking. It's called Prenatal Pro. Hopefully you can see that. It supports prenatal health from Designs for Health. I just started this one. This one's 4 a day. I prefer ones that are like at least 2. This is 4 capsules. It has everything you need. It does have iron in it, which was important because there was one that I was taking for a while that didn't have iron and my iron levels were low. So this is a prenatal, super important. I think if you're just like, you know, you want to just take something to support your health and make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need. However, if you're really on top of like your health and you know that you're only deficient in a few things and you only want to take specific things, that's what I've been reading about is actually really, really like better, but I don't know if it's better. It's just, I've been kind of reading some stuff about that. Like we don't need to take prenatal. I don't know, use your best judgment. I'm taking a prenatal. It makes me feel better about getting all the nutrients I need, especially if I'm not like eating so much. I'm not overeating. I don't have that large of an appetite, to be honest. I know some people, when they're pregnant, they feel like they eat a lot, and especially towards the end, I still feel like I'm like 2 meals at the most a day, and I'm like not really hungry and not snacking. So I don't know, everybody's different. So taking the prenatal. Also taking vitamin D3 because I was always low in vitamin D. This is vitamin D3 and K2 by Seeking Health. This is like a favorite brand of my mom. We read the book. It's called The Dirty Genes. I highly recommend it. That's when we found out more about the MTHFR, all the genetic SNPs. They have like all these different ones. Anyway, this is his own brand. This is a really great brand. I take one of these a day. This is 5,000 IU. So yeah, you don't want to exceed, I think, 50,000 a week. But we need to take a lot of vitamin D, and like that's really important. And that's something I've learned over time that a lot of us don't know, is that like we need to take a lot of vitamin D. Point blank, like 50,000 a week. And that's not even if you're pregnant. This is just like, this is something I just take all the time, vitamin D. But it helps me feel good, and I think that it, you know, especially if you're not outside a lot. This says, yeah, the K2 also really, really important. Yeah, so taking that, Seeking Health. Okay, let's see, taking vitamin C, so important. For me, this is really important. I did get sick, I did have COVID during pregnancy, and I took a shit ton of this. Super important. It has rose hips and acerola. I take 3,000 milligrams a day, so I take 3 capsules. Itchy nose. This is by Solaray. This is the brand I really like for these because they come in the 1,000 milligram each capsule. So yeah, I take 3 a day. And if I'm sick or I feel something coming on, I take a lot. Like I'll take like up to 10,000, up until you reach the saturation level, which is like you get the runs. That's when you know that, okay, you're good on your vitamin C. But yeah, taking vitamin C, just important, you know, that's like in life important, in my opinion. I've been taking iron again. My mom just handed me this one. This is high absorption iron. Now, you don't always need to take an iron pill. This is something you want to check only if your iron levels are low, and during pregnancy, that's super important. For me, my iron levels are a bit low. So I started taking iron again. I was taking one other one before. I ran out, now she handed me this one. This says it's high absorption, and that's what's important. You want something that has high absorption because you want to make sure you really get it. So this is really good. Apparently some iron can make you constipated. I think I had a little bit of problem with that. I went to the acupuncturist, it helped so much. And also magnesium helps with that. So on the magnesium note, now I'm going to show you all the magnesiums that I'm taking. I've gone with different brands and had different kinds, but right now what I'm taking is the potassium magnesium. An acupuncturist I went to had recommended this one. This is from Pure Encapsulations. It's usually like 1 capsule with a meal, you know, a couple times a day. At night I've been taking 2 because I didn't have the magnesium glycine in it, and I do realize that this helps. It helps with like so much, guys. Magnesium is so important. If you don't want to get like preeclampsia or have high blood pressure, have, you know, muscle pains, all kinds of, most likely, if you're having any issues, it might be a magnesium deficiency. You might want to get checked. So I think magnesium is like an answer to a lot of issues. If you have headaches, if you have like all that kind of stuff. So I think it's so important to take magnesium. There's a lot of different kinds, kind of like look into what you feel like you might need. That was recommended to me, like I said, from an acupuncturist, also to aid with digestion. That helps also relieve some constipation. Magnesium helps. So I did just get 2 more magnesium things. This one is the magnesium glycinate. This is for like sleep and muscle pains, and that's what I really been wanting the magnesium for, because I've been having like, oh my god, at night it's so hard to just get up, and you know, the bigger I've been getting, like my back hurts, it just hurts to get up and do a lot of things like I used to. So magnesium glycinate has been really I've been needing it. I've been using the potassium magnesium like it, but this I'm gonna be taking probably every night now. So it says 1 capsule. Yeah, I'll probably take, well, it says 1 to 4 capsules daily with food. I don't know, like my mom's so funny, like she does it her own way, and you know, these are always just suggested for the, like, they're usually the bare minimum, the recommendations on here. You can't, I don't know, my mom always says you can't overdose on it, but you know, you want to be careful. I will probably take 3 at night, especially if I'm like really like in pain or I'm like my muscles need to relax. So I'll probably do that. That's what that feels right to me. I also like to take my vitamins and stuff very intuitively. I used to see this woman. She was a chiropractor. She did muscle testing, and she also was I think she was a nutritionist. And yeah, so she would do muscle testing with the vitamins and supplements, and that was years and years ago, probably 7-8 years ago, and that I was seeing her, and we were good friends, and I just learned to become very intuitive with how many should I take? What feels right for my body? And I think that's really important with what to do, because your body knows, and when you're in tune and you can trust it, you can fully trust yourself, you just gotta trust yourself. And your body will tell you if you're taking too much of something. Vitamins and supplements are not pharmaceuticals, so you're not gonna get dangerous effects. I mean, well, I don't wanna say that, but most likely you're not gonna get any type of side effects that are black box warning type of crazy things like pharmaceuticals, okay? So it's a whole kind of different world when you're taking herbs and supplements and vitamins. You want to be careful, but it's a lot of stuff that your body already produces, basically. It's not something unnatural, which pharmaceuticals are not natural. Okay, so that was that magnesium, and then I also got the Magnesium Chews. I am super, super, super excited for these, because I love a good chew, and I love mega food. So they also had the nausea ones. I keep them in my purse. I should have showed you guys. But the Mega Food, this is one of my favorite brands. They have the nausea chews, and I really, really love them. Like I said, I keep them in my purse. So this is for relax and calm. I'll probably take one of these, take 2 or 3 of the magnesium glycinates and call it a night. So yeah, this is great flavor. I'll let you know how I like it, but I'm sure I will, because I love this brand. Okay, a few more vitamins, a few more things. Oh, DHA, super important. This is also a Mega Food brand. Baby and me too. I love it. I love it, so cute. This is a prenatal DHA and choline. So this I'm gonna keep taking probably throughout breastfeeding. It says for pregnant or breastfeeding mom and developing baby. So this also has the choline in it. So I may or may not purchase the other one. I might just up the intake of this, because it has DHA in it too, which is so important. It only has 200 milligrams. So yeah, and this is, I think I'm getting a bit more with this. Yeah, because this is 180 milligrams per tablet. So I probably will order this again, just because the MTHFR, it's super important to have the choline. But yeah, and this has algal DHA. So I don't even know if it has fish oil in it then. Yeah, well, I've never taken it before, so. But DHA is important. I've been taking different brands with that. Basically, the point is of this video, I'm telling you the main things. You can go for whatever brands you want. These are ones that I'm trying. I kind of always like to try different brands. It's just always how I've been. Okay, so next thing, I just got a probiotic. I haven't taken a probiotic my entire pregnancy. I don't know why. I've always had a hard time, I think, taking probiotics. Oh, you know why? I just remembered, because usually I would keep them in my fridge because you need them refrigerated, but I just noticed this says no refrigeration needed, so this is perfect. Yeah, this is really important, guys. A probiotic, especially if you take antibiotics and anything like that. It's just good for your gut. It's good for your gut health. I think I should have been taking it the whole time, but I haven't. One thing I do want to mention, I just took my GBS test, the Group B strep test. You swab your vagina, your butt, and you hope that you're negative. I haven't heard back, so I'm assuming I'm negative. I really pray and I hope, because otherwise they try to tell you that if you are positive, you're gonna have to take an antibiotic every 4 hours during labor, and I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna do it, even if I was positive. And also, they only test you that one time. They don't test you before. I don't know if that's the same at my birth center, but that's what I've heard. So yeah, I'm not doing the antibiotics. And there's other alternatives. You don't have to do the antibiotics, but it's pretty much that's the answer. So probiotics, though, if you start taking it before, it will help you get a negative test. I also was doing the tea tree sitz baths before, maybe 5 days before. I would do it every day for 10-15 minutes. I think that helped. So if I'm negative, I'm gonna give it to the tea tree sitz baths. But the probiotic would help with that too, because you just want to have healthy, everything, good flora. You don't want to have any yeast and stuff like that. Okay, so probiotics, super important. If you have heartburn, I have been having heartburn my entire life. I was diagnosed with acid reflux when I was 3 years old. So it's always been kind of like an off and on thing. And during this pregnancy, it's gotten absolutely horrible. Like, I thought it was always bad, honestly, until recently. Every single time I go to sleep, I cannot, like, I'm just like crying almost in pain. But this helps. Not much helps it, to be honest. This helps like for temporarily. I have been having to take Tums. I hate taking Tums. I just don't like anything unnatural, or, you know, it just has like too much processed artificial stuff in it for me, like food colorings, and I don't like that. But this is a fully natural thing. My the nutritionist, when I went to see her, she made this for me. It's 1 teaspoon of water as needed for heartburn. I don't put it in water. I literally take it like a little shot and I chug it with some water after. It's not very tasty at all. It's definitely herbs. I believe there is, let me tell you what's in there. Motherwort is in it. Dandelion is in it. And something else I don't remember. But I ended up asking, because there's no like instructions or anything on it. I mean, there's the instructions, but there's no there was no like ingredients. But I can't remember what the other ingredient was. Well, I'll take that a little bit. Okay, and then the last two things, I know this video is getting long. Digestive enzymes, these are also really, really important. If you have the heartburn, betaine, because usually when you have really bad heartburn, not only during pregnancy is it because your, intestines, everything's being pushed up, but obviously that makes a lot of sense. But you have to be mindful of the foods you're eating too. If you're eating spicy, acidic foods, most likely you're gonna get more heartburn. So, you can calm it down a bit, doesn't mean it's gonna go away, but betaine helps so much. Usually, also what I was gonna say was, usually heartburn is from a low stomach acid content. So you actually want more acid to kind of neutralize it. It's kind of weird, like you would think it's the opposite. That was like that's really blown my mind since I found out about it. But this is good. It has prickly pear and olive leaf extracts to soothe digestive comfort. So yeah, I'll take this before meals. It's 1 to 2 capsules 3 times daily with meals. Yeah, I take it like two before a meal, sometimes 1, it depends. And then I take the digestive enzymes. These ones I really like. Lipo-Gold, these help clean you out. If you need to go to the bathroom, this will help clean you out, especially if you eat like a big meal. Really helps to digest. So yeah, I think if I was more consistent with this stuff, like the digestive enzymes, I have a harder time with like doing stuff before every meal. I'm good at like, okay, here's all my vitamins in the morning, done. Or like if I know something's wrong and I need to like take some stuff for sleep at night, that's easy. But the stuff like before every meal, that's kind of trickier for me. But these help a lot. I do notice a big difference when going to the bathroom and just digesting properly when I take them. So digestive enzymes, highly recommended. And like always, just water, like drink your water and get a belly bottle. I love this belly bottle. It's so cute. I'm at 36 weeks. I feel like when I got it, I was probably like 20 weeks or something. Oh, good old water. The best ever. Okay, so quick recap. Digestive enzymes, prenatal, magnesium, DHA, vitamin C, B12, iron if needed, probiotics, and vitamin D. Did I say vitamin D? Yeah. And any little tincture or whatever you can get that helps make your heartburn feel better. I would try to stay away from Tums, like unless you absolutely need it. Just anything that's like an antibiotic or unnatural, just for me at least, it doesn't feel right. I only take that stuff if I feel like I'm absolutely miserable, like for longer than 6 hours. Literally, I usually try to go pretty long, but yeah. So that's all about what I'm taking. The next video I'm gonna show you guys is gonna be how I'm prepping for labor, because that's a whole other supplement routine that I'm just slowly starting on. But by 37 weeks, which is next week, I'm gonna be like full swing into like doing several different things for labor prep, which I want to share with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments below if there's anything I'm missing supplement wise, something I should know about or research about that might be beneficial. I'd love to know. And let me know if anything stood out for you. Okay, like and subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Bye.